constitutional amendment may be on the horizon. Are state police forces in Nigeria's future?
As immigration rules tighten in the U.S., the debate rages among lawmakers and clergy.
Fleeing violence into hunger. Medical teams in Cross River State assist Cameroonian refugees as they struggle to adapt. Africa 54 starts right now.
Hello and thanks for tuning into the show that goes around the continent to bring stories near and far. I'm Chamberlain Uso at Channels Television here in Lagos, and I'm joined by Vincent Makori at Voice of America in Washington.
Well, thanks a lot. I'm Vincent Makori at our global headquarters in Washington, D.C. Happy to be with you again for another edition of Africa 54. Let's start off with a look at the proposal to create a state police in Nigeria. Chamberlain also in Lagos brings you that story.
That's right. Lawmakers on Tuesday agreed to revisit and amend the country's constitution for the creation of state police. The call is hinged on the continued killings in the country and the challenge faced by security agencies to stop them. Our correspondent Terry Kumi reports.
Speaker, respected colleagues, my name is...
The National Assembly has just resumed after its 3 weeks recess. Unexpectedly, the issue of the recent killings in the country takes center stage, as some lawmakers in the House of Representatives are dressed in black to mourn the recent killings in Plateau State.
Over 52 villages currently under illegal and forceful occupation in Barikin Ladi, Riom, Bokos, Bassa, and Mangu local governments should be recovered by government and the displaced owners resettled on their ancestral land.
Mr. Speaker, as a Muslim, my religion teaches me that when you kill one human being, it is as if you have killed the whole of humanity. And, Mr. Speaker, killing is killing.
The security situation in the country even moves a lawmaker to tears.
If not because my grandfather maternally relocated to Kano, I would have been in Jos. I would have been a victim of this very cruel killing.
And the rowdy session is closely averted as another is interrupted.
Why are you making so much noise?
As lawmakers react further, some propose the establishment of state police.
The time has come, and I have with me a constitutional amendment for us to amend our constitution to establish the state police.
This Senate must take it as a responsibility to make provision for state police going forward as quickly as possible. So if we're able to come articulate processes and procedures that will ensure that this is not abused, I think that will go a long way in resolving this problem, so that each state will have the type of police they need.
As lawmakers call for the overhaul of the country's security architecture and creation of state police, the average Nigerian who is directly at the receiving end can only pray that Nigerian lives begin to matter, irrespective of tribe or religion. Terry Ikumi, Channels Television News.
Joining us to talk about the proposed legislation to create state and community police force by Nigerian lawmakers is the Deputy Majority Leader of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Honorable Olumiyowa Jimoh. Welcome to Africa 54.
Thank you.
Let me start by asking you, what do you make of this call now for the creation of state and community police by the National Assembly?
Apparently, what led to that was the recent development in the country, especially what happened in Zamfara and Benue states. Give credence to it. But for us in Lagos, we have the opinion that since we are operating a federated state, there is need for us to have a state and community police. Don't forget, Aristotle in his Politics, in his book called Politics, said people of the same custom, tradition can govern themselves better. It's very difficult for somebody that is from Taraba to police my own community, for instance, under the quote-unquote, the federal structure that we have now. People that live around, that understand the terrains, can get things better. Even before instruction is being given to the Commissioner of Police from Abuja, there will be so many casualties before the arrival of the state policeman that is stationed in any state of operation. So it seems what is happening now gave birth to the discussion going on at the National Assembly. And I think it's a good development.
There's this school of thought that we have, there's a state up north where you have Hisba. Down south, in Lagos, you have LASMA. In some other states, they have traffic police or one form of policing or the other. So something, look, we do already have police and community police in some other states, but what we require to be done at the center is to give it the legal framework. What's your impression about that?
Well, it's important to have the legal framework because what the National Assembly is doing now, I'm in support of it, but we still need the executive, especially the presidency, to buy into it. Because when it comes to the area of purchase of ammunition and training of those who will be recruited for it, they have to be involved. It's not a legislative business alone. It has to be. There must be a collaboration between the executive and the legislation for we to really get what we expected of it. For instance, when you get to Heathrow, the first set of police that you see is the Cosmopolitan Police. They are local government police in their own county. And they will check you, no matter where you are coming from. But we don't see that as a responsibility of local government here to be checking at our airports. Everything must be done by federal government. If we are operating in a federal system, we must do it holistically. We must not pretend as if it's a quasi-federalism.
Mm. So what do you say to those who express certain fears when they say politics or politicians may just abuse it for their own selfish purposes, and so we need to be wary about that?
What do they mean by that? I agree that it was Mostensky that said power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. But beyond that, the state high court is created by the state government, established by the state government. But it has been given judgment even against the state government that created it. The same thing will happen. What we needed to do is to develop an enabling law that will guide the process. And don't forget, we have the fundamental human rights law in our constitution, the African Charter of Human Rights and People's Rights. Anybody can seek redress through all this. Even the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights is there to seek redress if you feel offended by whatever the state police or community police is doing. I agree with you. There is tendency for people to abuse whatever, but that does not mean we should not go ahead to develop our federalism to the fullest.
So clearly you think that this will solve majority of most of our problems?
Majority of the problem.
All right, Honorable Olumiwa Jimo, Deputy Majority Leader of the Lagos State House of Assembly, thank you for coming on Africa 54.
Good to see you.
Well, we want to know what you think about Africa 54 and the stories we covered. Join the conversation on Facebook. The address is Africa 54. Check out our headlines 24/7 on voaafrica.com. Coming up, a strategic partnership to address the challenges of delivering adequate health care in Ogun State.